Today's World Rhino Day. So we hear about poaching every day, but for William Fowlds, it's personal. He's teamed up with Investec, helping to rescue injured rhino, and he joins us on Newsnight. Now, thank you so much for coming in. And I think for many of us, you know, it's the statistic, we're worried about the extinction of rhinos, and everything is really described in these generic, impersonal terms. I'd like you to talk us through what happens when you get that call to when you have to respond, what you encounter.
Yeah, Iman, I think because the statistics are so bad, people are very desensitized to the fact that rhino go through an enormous amount of suffering and pain, and the very act of poaching is a very brutal one. So when vets like myself get called into the field in response to a poaching incident, sometimes we find these animals alive, and their faces are literally hacked off while they are, in some cases, asleep through veterinary drugs, and in other cases immobilized through the injuries that they sustain. And we see lots of instances where they take axes and pangas and they try and chop their spines open, or they try and blind them to further immobilize them. And just to witness the horror of poaching from that perspective is something that makes us realize that whatever the agents are that drive poaching, you know, have tentacles that go right across this planet, and certainly the greed and brutality that is behind poaching is something that we are finding very difficult to comprehend.
When you encounter cases like you say, and what you've described is truly horrific, how do you go, what are the prospects, and what kind of team do you have to then enact to make sure that you can take them from such a situation at death's door, literally, take them through, you know, some kind of treatment and possibly rehabilitation?
Yeah, so what we've done is we've partnered with surgeons at the Honest to Put veterinary faculty, and we're trying to build capacity for vets to be able to handle injuries that we were certainly not expecting to do. We've had no training in this, there's been no research done on rhino, so our capacity started from almost zero 2 years ago, but through amazing, passionate work of vets, corporates that support us, we've been able to build a team based at Honest to Put that go out and are finding better ways to treat them, better ways of ensuring their survival. At the same time, these rhino are ambassadors for the poaching crisis because they are living animals that we can tell a story through. And as the saga unfolds, it is imperative for people to realize just not only the animal casualties here, but there are also dire consequences for communities and the economics around these animals.
Well, talk us through some of those other impacts.
I think as a nation, you know, we are the most important country in the world now for the protection of rhino. We own 3/4 of the world's population of rhino. So when people see the statistics as bad as they are, I think it's very troubling for them to understand how we could possibly let things get this bad. So this attack on our natural heritage, on who we are as South Africans, because rhino are a part of what we have inherited, a very special part. We are very privileged to be in that position. They're a very important part of ecotourism, which is a main economic force in this country, and it certainly will be in the future if we manage to look after these things. So communities are directly impacted, not just through the trauma of knowing animals and then seeing them suffer and die, but also because of the impact that it's going to have on revenue, mostly foreign revenue that comes in through tourism.
Two quick things before I let you go, Dr. Fowlds. What is the success rate of animals that you often find, as you say, in really terrible states in terms of treatment and rehabilitation?
We are getting better and better at it, but we're also getting better at deciding when to let them go, and I think that's important. So yeah, it's a work in progress. We're relying enormously on the passion and the love that South Africans have for these animals, and the world are also getting behind us.
If you had to talk, you know, to South Africans tonight who are listening to you, and you recount, you know, this tragic tale of what is happening to rhino in South Africa, for each family that's watching, I mean, if you could make a personal appeal to how every South African get involved in preserving what is our collective heritage, what would you say to them?
I think we just need to appreciate how valuable they are. These are animals that go right back into our heritage, back to King Shaka days in terms of our responsibility as protectors. And this is such an important crisis for us to conquer. If we can protect rhino and we can stop this scourge of poaching, then we've got a chance of protecting all the other species. If we lose this one, then I don't believe we will have the capacity to care for the rest.
Where can go if people want to help and get involved?
They're welcome to follow us on Investec Rhino Lifeline, but on Facebook or Twitter, my personal handle is @Dr. Will Fowlds.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
And good luck in the work that you do, you and your
Thank
team.
you.
Dr. Fowlds giving us his take on today, which is World Rhino Day.